Well, hello and good evening, everyone. This is the second part of our open team players meeting. We ask that everyone be civil and ask questions. We're happy to answer questions. Be sure to let us know how we can help you. And here we have Mary. Thank you, Mary, for joining us again. So I wanted to go to this screen here.
Are you there, Lyra?
I am, Mary. Thank you for coming
good.
back on. So here is Great Works Alliance website. We have a free website at this point in time. We are accepting donations. We are a 501c3 registered in the state of Wyoming. We have our PayPal donation button down at the bottom here. It's on every page of our site. This is one of the organizations, this is the main organization actually that is developing the framework for the team layout. I started with the Coalition for Protection of Children and Families in 2016. And we have gone through a lot of development and refinement. And we have our website here at coalitionforprotection.org. And this also is another area that you can support family rights. We want people to participate and become participants in our ticket system, our help desk. So we have a help desk here. This is the help desk that we have opened up so far. Now, the OS ticket system that we have created, although it is currently being used for Coalition for Protection, and here is our help desk. You can sign in as a guest user and enter your email address and password, or you can become a player and fill out the Profile Skills and Merit Initiative evaluation and participate in many missions. And these are some of the teams that we have developed, and we already have players participating in missions within this team structure. And we have 2 pages actually of the teams. And now, of course, it's going to say I have to log back in.
Oh.
But that is about a summary of what we are sharing here tonight, and participation is appreciated. We have some other participants here that are going to be joining us tonight. And I wanted to learn a little more about specifically what you were looking for, Mary, in a form, like information sharing form.
Well, my experience has been an investigator for 30 years. And I do veteran advocacy with homelessness, whatever it is. I assist and help the veterans or their family with whatever they need. I had to step out of it for 1.5 years, but I'm back, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
As much as I can be. And medical, I have I can, I can offer medical supplies of anywhere from wound care to diabetes to, urology, uh, any of that. Um, I could definitely assist with, and mailing out needed medical supplies. Medications are definitely vetted. I know veterans go through a high anxiety level, and I could talk to you that about. I could give you my number, Lyra, and we could talk in private about that.
Okay, the best way to do that would be to put it on that skills and merit form.
Okay.
Because
and would you drop the link to this, to the skills and merit form and the volunteer form, the link to both of them in the room?
Sure, I'm going to do that right now. So
Good.
This
Right
is
in the pen, handy.
This is the skills and merit.
Listen, they announced, or they gave your member ID and password. So I don't know if you want to change that or what. I wrote it down thinking I needed it to get in.
Oh, you mean on the ticket?
Yes.
Huh. It's supposed to not show that, but okay. I'll have to change it.
Yes.
Thank
Crucial.
you. Thank you for alerting me to that. So then, as far as the skills and merit form starts the process, there is no real volunteer form, but what it is a layout that I was sharing earlier, and I can send you a link to that.
Okay.
So that, let me see. So I can copy link. Anyone can view it.
Thank God those people weren't in when your information showed up. Oh.
So that is the share version of the document that I was showing you earlier with the breakdown of our player listings.
Okay.
And you were saying how you got the information folder and have been reading through that.
Yes, yes. But the link that you sent me that has all information.
Right, that says Great Works Alliance view only. Ah, you got muted.
Muted? No.
There
all
you
right, am I unmuted?
You're unmuted.
Okay. Okay. What I'm doing is it's tedious because you got different links in there. So I'm screenshotting, I gotta crop it, and then I gotta send it off into my printer to print. So that's gonna take me a little time to get all of that information in a binder and keep it, for my use.
I could send it through Facebook if you wanted to. So there's the link.
No, I got it here. I got the same thing on Facebook, however, to print it.
Oh, okay. All right. Awesome. Well, I guess our other guests have not been able to join us at this time. Hopefully, they will join us in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm very skeptical of making things public because of jerks like that, you know? They can Hitler all they want over wherever they're from.
Right. Well, there's always going to be that, and it's up to us to rise above it.
And wean them out.
Weeding them out, rising above it, because that's the nature of society these days, you know, and it's up to us to have that tough skin and be ready to say, all right, I don't accept your behavior, and we're going to say goodbye to you. We don't need to have any further discussion about it. So this is a recent post that I'm sharing here because I've been talking about this for a little while, but we have this new system that's ready for your advocacy and teamwork. Everybody talks about being a team player, teamwork. Let's work together. Let's get this done. Let's help the homeless get off the street. Let's help this family, give them the support that they need. Let's help this veteran get the services that they need, the recognition they need.
Senior citizens, the whole shabam.
Exactly. And there's so many different community organizations that now cannot even have their doors open because of the COVID-19 pandemic, that, you know, it leaves a lot of these people in the lurch, not having anywhere to go. And so
Right.
this system is set up to provide that next step, that extra tool. It's the newer tool here. We've seen it done in corporations and businesses and in the CIA. I mean, you know, the government organizations, they have their own plan of action, but it doesn't really correlate with community teamwork, networking, and building and assisting everybody in the community. It's more them profiling the individual and putting us in our categories and rank and file, and just, you're going to be homeless, you're going to be homeless. If you're going to be you know, a veteran, up in the place that I used to live, it's a very small town, little over 2,000 people, and I remember when I was there that there was no services for veterans, and we had a veteran committing suicide almost every month jumping off a bridge. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, you know, those kind of things, it's like, wait a minute. How is this?
We have 22 a day commit suicide.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
Yes, 8,030 veterans were you losing a year.
Oh my gosh. And I'm sure it's getting worse now that there's like even
There's 83,000 homeless. There's 700,000 veterans sitting in our prison system. Some unjustifiably, you know.
Yeah. No,
So there's a lot of work involved, but I'm glad that just by the grace of God, you came along, because at times I need team players to help me in areas, you know, in states that I can't physically get to. And it's just a matter of walking through a door, picking up a vet, bringing them somewhere, you know.
right?
And, you know, I would afford the gas or whatever. But I do support financially on my own, not through the 501c3 United Bikers, but on my own. I do support veterans out of pocket and things that I come across, you know, not only veterans, but kids, mothers, domestic violence, you name it.
Right. And that's the way that, you know, it used to be okay to do that like on a regular basis. What I have noticed when, and you know, we're kind of doing an experiment here in Silicon Valley, participating with the homeless community. I volunteered at the local community center until it closed down. And there were veterans there were drug addicts, there were families, there, you know, all these individuals. And even with the community service center open and having a staff, they still had not been able to assist a lot of the people that came in, except to provide them with food for lunch, or, you know, maybe a direction or a ride to the welfare office. There wasn't a lot of actual mental health services that they were providing, even though part of their mission is to provide mental health services to the homeless. This is a issue that is not just present in this county, in this community, but all over the place. We have organizations that are unable to provide enough mental health services for the homeless, for those who are veterans that are having a hard time. And that is just a very, very essential, I believe, to improving the quality of life for the community. It's with the health of all of the community that the quality of life in a community is improved. And you know, it seems devastating to me when we have people constantly losing jobs right now, losing their businesses, going out on the street and not having services needed, much needed services available there. So, yeah, if we can do anything, it is to assist with this online program, this format, framework, whatever you want to call it, team building and teamwork. And so I'm glad that you are a part of our team, Mary. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And
it's nice to be aboard, you know, helping, you know, others that help. No, back up. Stay right there for a minute. I'm dealing with a 91-year-old that lives with me, and I give him the electric wheelchair to go out during the day so he could just roam, and I don't have to worry about any trips or falls. And he takes advantage of that and stays in it. And I just had a issue with him with this when he lost mobility to use his legs, and it was awful. I had to get a medical transfer sheet out and transport him from the bed to the wheelchair, and took 3 days, and I gave him antibiotics because the doctor wanted him to go to the ER, and he's 92 years old, and no, I'm not doing that. So I had antibiotics that treated him. Pisses me off because it's taken my supply, you know, but you know, whatever helps him, you know, so be it.
Right.
Yeah, it gets a little difficult, and gotta have a lot of patience. Gotta make light of things with the senior, especially 92.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm very, very impressed that you're able to, even with your own medical condition, help and support somebody else.
Yes, that's always been in my heart, you know.
Yeah.
Just give, 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 give. And it's, you know, most of us givers, it's very hard for us to receive, you know. And that is very true, you know.
Yep.
Some, you know, but it breaks our heart to sometimes receive or to be in any kind of position to need that help. You know what I'm saying? But we got to just accept it. And I struggled with that for a long time, but I don't struggle with it so much more. And I get people through, you know, like you needing a place to park the RV. Um, you know, if I find a place, I
Well, thank you, Mary. And you know what we're doing down here in the Silicon Valley area, and for anybody who wants to connect with us down here, is we're getting our ducks in a row, getting ready to present to some investors in the tech industry and get some collaborations going. I don't know. I
yeah,
guess I can't really say they're investors. It would be for donation and sponsorship more, because we, as a 501(c)(3), we're obligated to accept donations but not investments. All this
right.
language, for every single aspect. And that's why we've been so focused on developing like the different categories of player versus guest versus sponsorship, and how that all works so that we can fit within the legal identification. I think a lot
Right.
of people don't think about that when they start a nonprofit organization. There are all of these,
A lot of loopholes.
well, yeah, and you want to make sure you're operating within the proper scope, and that requires due diligence and study and investigation of what you can do. We
Yeah.
actually put together a breakdown of the different tax brackets,
Mm-hmm.
the tax classifications, and what each can do. So if you're like a B Corp, benefit corporation, or a C Corp, and how each of those operates is, that way we don't get audited. That way we're
Right.
operating within the proper scope and being legitimate and doing what we say to do. Ah. So, I just think that that's been really an important thing for us to investigate. I remember when I was the secretary of the Family Rights Party, we were looking at the different filings and went with one filing without
Backup.
finding out the specifics. And when I found out the specifics, it was not possible for us as a 501(c)(3) to participate in political candidate endorsements and other political arenas. It wasn't the proper scope, but the other members of Family Rights Party did not know that, and so they were going ahead with a 501(c)(3), and it was like, okay, wait a minute, we can't do that. If we want to do what we're doing here in the political arena, we have to go with a different classification. The is it the Democrat National, the DNC, yeah, is an LLC. They filed as an LLC, so they're not even close to a nonprofit.
Wow.
Yeah, and who'd have thunk? I mean, really.
Really? Well, I know this non-for-profit with United Bikers, anything that you put in your name, if something happens to the president and you don't have a backup, You got to take your pills, Donald. Sit down. And you don't have a backup, they come in and take your every asset that you have under your 501c3 and distribute it as they see fit.
Well, that doesn't sound fun either.
No. So you always got to have a backup non-for-profit or a president to step in, and you know you can't be associated while being a 501c3 with any political party or favor or donations or anything to that, right?
That is correct to an extent. So there are several ways that you can create your 501(c)(3). You don't have to have it where there's president and vice president and secretary. You can also do it as a board of directors. So if you know that's the route we took for board of directors for Great Works Alliance. What this also enables is that we can have multiple projects as long as they fit within the scope of what a 501(c)(3) is and how our vision mission has been laid out.
Yeah.
There is sometimes the ability to like contract services where we're paying for services, and that would go through Great Works Alliance, through the contractor. We do not have any affiliation with any political party, don't endorse any political party, but as a 501(c)(3), we can take and have a position. It's just not something that we're promoting, you know?
Right.
It's just our position, how we want to be. It's that degree of involvement kind of a deal. So, but you know, on the whole, 501(c)(3)s, no, cannot be politically involved at all. No, cannot endorse candidates. No, cannot put forth laws or regulations or proposals of that nature into the political arena.
Right.
And you know,
that's good.
So, and we're not interested in that. We're not interested in politics. Yeah. It's not about politics. It's about community building. Community is often confused with politics because there's so much politics that get entangled in community operations. But community operations are supposed to be about the community and the health of the community and how best to deal with and improve the health and quality of life for all of those that are within the community. We don't have city council meetings very often anymore. I know that in this county that I'm in right now, they're still closed. In fact,
of course they are. They're getting away with murder while they're closed.
Right? And this is all across the country. And I'm sure in other countries too.
I know our city hall isn't open yet. Everybody's on vacation.
And the only way you can get through is to file a complaint through their online complaint filing program. And
yeah, which I'm going to be doing with my city hall very shortly.
Right?
Yeah. Enough is enough of the crap.
Will be doing that. Everybody should be filing those complaints if they have them. So I'm going to stop this recording, but Mary, I don't think that we need to end this conversation. I'd like to talk to you a little more about the veteran work that you're doing and how we can help you, all right? And
okay.
That's more of a private discussion, I believe.
Right.
Thank you all who have joined tonight and all of those of you out there watching this video. We invite you to participate by filling out the Skills, Merit, and Initiative Evaluation, which will be available at the bottom information of this video on our YouTube channel. And we'd love to hear from you. Participate in the team building and teamwork that we are all working together, all participating together to make our communities operate and function and help enable everybody within the community to have the opportunity to improve their quality of life. Thank you all so much for joining us. We'll talk to you next time. Next Sunday's open meeting is at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hope to see you there. Bye.